Hey everyone, Brandon Webb, former Navy SEAL and editor-in-chief of SOFREP.com, here for your weekly news roundup. So what's happening in the world of SOFREP? This week I wrote an article titled Why America Needs Outsiders in Office, what the founding fathers would think of Trump, Elon, and bureaucracy gone wild. I've served 13 years in the military, 13 years, 6 months, 6 days, worked with some agencies as a contractor over in Iraq. So I've really seen the inside and out. And now leaving military service and having a chance to work in the private sector, really just shocked at the current state of the political system. I've written about it quite a bit on SOFREP, but I, for one, really like what Trump's doing with shaking it up and getting these outsiders in. Because as I'll read you a part of this article now, hopefully you agree that doing the same thing, which we have been doing politically for the last 50 plus years, and expecting different result is a definition of insanity, right? So we have to shake it up and do something different. So I personally think it's great that Elon and Vivek are going to run this government efficiency program to kind of gut all this wasteful spending in government. And just to give you an example before I read the introduction of the article, the State Department spent $20,000 on a grant to have transgender shows, like strip shows in Ecuador. Like that's our taxpayer money hard at work. So I personally believe that Elon and Vivek are going to get in there and clean house, and it's much needed. So just to read you the beginning of the article. So when I think about the men who founded America, rough-and-tumble characters who peed standing up and would also have picked up a rifle to defend their patch of dirt against the redcoats, I imagine them squirming in their graves at most of the spineless career politicians and government wastes haunting Capitol Hill today. George Washington didn't serve 8 years of ass-kissing in the local DC scene to climb a political ladder. Jefferson, Adams, hell, they were citizen soldiers and thinkers, which is what I really think we need to get back to in our politics. I've said it before, we need to completely change our electoral system to get rid of career politicians. The founding fathers imagined a democracy where average citizens would take a break from their jobs, serve, and then go back to their former lives. And I talk about this. I said the founders envisioned a republic where average citizens would take a short break from their regular lives to serve the country and return to their farms, shops, or blacksmiths' anvils. So that's what we're talking about today. Everyone on the liberal media is outraged at Trump's election, especially Pete Hegseth, which I think is uniquely qualified because he served. He served in combat. He knows the cost of war, and I think having somebody like that as Secretary of Defense is a good thing. I go on to write, they never wanted career politicians bent over, trading favors for a chance to sit higher on the totem pole. But here we are, drowning in a swamp of professional bureaucrats and politicians so deeply embedded in their post, you need a pry bar to dislodge them. And I hope that's what Elon and Vivek does, just that. I hope they take a pry bar to the sewer barnacles in DC. So I encourage you to go read the article. That's kind of the big news this week. We're really closely following the appointments and kind of how it affects national security, both at home and abroad. And again, thank you for supporting SOFREP. It's one of the few veteran-run media sites. All of our journalists are former military or agency folks, and we really appreciate the support. So tune into SOFREP.com, subscribe, support veteran journalism, and thanks for giving a listen this week on my news roundup. And stay tuned for next week.